Florida Governor Ron DeSantis continues his quest to become the pretender to the MAGA throne in true Trump twinsy fashion. Today, he signed a law banning transgender women athletes from competing in school sports on the first day of LGBTQ Pride Month, no less. Last week, he signed a law to issue fines to social media companies that ban political candidates. He complains that they're censoring conservatives. DeSantis also continues his derelict handling of the pandemic, and he's fighting with one of Florida's biggest industries because freedom? The CDC gave the cruise industry the okay to resume sailing out of Florida's ports starting July 1st. But Ron won't exempt the industry from a law that he signed banning businesses from requiring proof of a COVID vaccination. Defending the rights of COVID spreaders is on brand for the guy who's not so low-key positioning for a 2024 run, touting his refusal to actually confront the pandemic. But first, he's up for re-election next year. And now he has a new Democratic challenger, Florida Agricultural Commissioner NIKKI Fried, Florida's only statewide elected Democrat, officially joined the race today. And NIKKI Fried joins me now. Thank you very much for being here, Ms. Fried. Congrats on jumping into the race. Let's just jump right in.
Thank you.
Thank you. I did politics for a hot minute in Florida. I worked on a couple of races. Florida is a very difficult state, A, for any Democrat to win statewide, and for any woman to win. I have nightmares still about the Alex Sink race. What makes you think that you can beat Ron DeSantis? I know you are already elected statewide, but what makes you think you can do it?
Well, thank you again, Joy, for having me on tonight. And I would be remiss to not also recognize the 100th anniversary of Tulsa Massacre. If we don't learn from the past and study the past, we're going to be destined to have it done again in the future. And that's really kind of also part of my campaign, is that the people of our state want something new. They have seen time and time again, for 24 years, Republicans have run our state and have not listened to the will of the people, whether it's constitutional amendments. And then what happened even this actual cycle in the session is that the Republicans under Ron DeSantis' leadership has taken away people's rights to vote, has suppressed their opportunity to protest, has made his #1 priority signing and passing the social media bill. And so the people of our state are tired. They're tired of this type of leadership in our state that is not listening to the people. And when we take that message to the people to try something new, they're going to buy it because they know that the Republican Party only wants status quo and only protect the top 1% in the corporations of our state and not listening to the people. And when we get that message out, people are going to understand that Ron's only using them to get to 2024 presidential election.
Oh, well, let me ask you this, because you did mention that voting law. You know, we've seen a series of these in Texas. We've seen them in Georgia. We've seen them in Florida as well. Are you concerned that even if in theory you're able to get more votes than Ron DeSantis, the way that Florida has now structured its laws, they just overturn it and wouldn't even allow any Democrat, let alone you, to win? And can you even get voters past all the hurdles?
Yep, and I do, because what I have seen on the ground throughout the entire state is the people of our state are going to rise up against this. They know that the system is corrupt. They know that the system is designed to break their will. And if we don't break the system, then we're going to continue having Republicans dominate our state. So we need the people of our state to understand we've got you. We're going to back you up. But we need them to understand that the system that has been operating here in the state, whether it's the unemployment system, our healthcare system, our education system, our voting system, is designed to keep them down. So the system is rigged, the system is corrupt, and I'm asking the people of our state to stand with me, to vote with me so that we end this corruption of 24 years of Republicans running our state. So we're going to get our information out there, we're going to work with our supervisor elections, and we're going to overcome this very suppressive voter registration bill.
Do you think that cruise ships should refuse to dock in Florida because of these rules about COVID? I know a lot of people are afraid to get on a cruise ship if they don't know people are vaccinated.
Yeah, this is a huge problem. The cruise line industry is one of our largest industries here in the state of Florida, not only bringing tourists into our state, but thousands upon thousands of jobs. And Ron is once again being very egotistical, bullish on this issue, when the cruise line industry just wants to make sure people are safe, get jobs back working on the cruise industry. And they have threatened that if the governor does not work with them, they're going to leave the state of Florida. And that would be an absolute... Yeah.
But do you think they should? Should they refuse?
I think that's an important issue for us to be talking about, because I do think that if the cruise line industry can't get themselves back up and running, and they want to protect their patrons and the people that are working on these ships, and this is something that they're fighting for, and they should look at leaving if they're not willing to be, if the governor's not willing to work with them. Last
question: in order to get to the general, you got to get through the primary first. Charlie Crist is on that ballot too. He's polling ahead of you, at least in one poll that we've seen. How do you beat Charlie Crist? He's a pretty formidable politician historically.
You know, Joy, you and I have known Charlie for a long time. His time in statewide elected office has come and gone. The people of our state want something new. They want something different, and that is exactly what we're going to give to them. So I'm asking all of your viewers to stand with us. If you live here in the state of Florida, vote with us. Go to my website, nikkifried.com. If you're interested in giving a campaign contribution, we'd be greatly appreciative. And for the people that don't live here in the state of Florida, please go to our website. It is all hands on deck. This is something that we as a country need to do to get Ron DeSantis and the Republican Party out of Florida.
Nikki Fried, thanks for being here. And by the way, since you did mention Tulsa, you should look at Rosewood in Florida. Same story 2 years earlier. Thank you very much for being here. Really appreciate your time.